$1,000 per bag annum. Key initiatives implemented under the agenda.
Can you please round up?
In conclusion, we are here today with a sense of optimism and shared purpose. We have gathered to discuss the complex and pressing issues of human rights in Africa. Your presence here is a testimony to our collective commitment to building a future where human rights are not just protected on paper, but are a lived-in reality for every African. I'm grateful to each of you for your contribution to this important dialogue. Commissioners, government officials, human rights defenders, civil society organizations, and representatives of diverse communities. Your insights and perspectives are essential as we work together to create a more just, inclusive, and rights-respecting Africa. I'm confident that this session will be a catalyst for positive change. I wish you all fruitful deliberation and a productive stay. I thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished delegate from Tanzania. Oh, from Kenya, sorry. From Kenya, yeah. We now have a right of reply from a delegation of Zimbabwe.
Can we be allowed, through you, Honorable, to make our presentation the last?
Very well.
Thank you.
We'll call on one NHRN, 5 minutes. That is the Commission for Human Rights and Good Governance. Affiliation number 14.
Asante Mheshimiwa Makamu Mwenyekiti, kwa niaba ya Tume ya Haki za Binadamu na Utawala Bora ya Tanzania, napenda kumpongeza Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti kwa kurejea tena katika nafasi ya mwenyekiti, lakini vile vile ni kupongeze wewe kwa kuteuliwa kuwa makamu mwenyekiti. Lakini wapongeze pia wajumbe wa tume ambao kwa pamoja mnaifanya kazi yenu vizuri, ambayo inatupa heshima kubwa sisi sote tulioko katika mkutano huu. Baada ya kusema hayo, ningependa pia nitumie fursa hii kumshukuru sana Mheshimiwa Rais Samia Suluhu Hassan, rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, ambaye amekubali mkutano huu ufanyike hapa Tanzania. Kukubali kwake ni ishara tosha kwamba anaunga mkono masuala haya ya haki za binadamu ambayo yanaendelea katika bara letu la Afrika. Baada ya kusema haya, ningependa niendelee kwa kusema kwamba Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, ambayo ni mwanachama wa nchi za Umoja wa Afrika, imeridhia mikataba mingi ya kimataifa na kikanda kuhusu ulinzi wa haki za binadamu na watu. Miongoni mwa mikataba mama ambayo Tanzania imeridhia ni mkataba wa Afrika kuhusu haki za binadamu na watu, ambao umetujumuisha sisi sote hapa katika jiji la Arusha, ili tuweze kujadili pamoja na ajenda nyinginezo mwenendo wa haki za binadamu na watu katika bara la Afrika. Ndugu wajumbe, serikali ya Tanzania imefanya mambo mengi katika kukuza na kulinda haki za binadamu. Napenda kwa niaba ya Tume ya Haki za Binadamu na Utawala Bora kuipongeza serikali kwa mambo yote ambayo imeyafanya katika kukuza na kuimarisha haki za binadamu na watu nchini Tanzania. Hatua hiyo ni kutimiza machache ambayo tume imeona kwamba yana mwelekeo chanya na ambayo yamejipambanua kutokana na umuhimu wake. Jambo la kwanza ni kuhusu hatua ya serikali kuweka mfumo shirikishi wa kujadili mambo muhimu ya kitaifa. Siku za karibuni, ofisi ya msajili wa vyama vya siasa kwa kushirikiana na vyama vya siasa walikaa pamoja jijini Dar es Salaam kujadili taarifa ya kamati maalum iliyoundwa na Mheshimiwa Rais Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa ajili ya kukuza mwenendo mzima wa masuala ya siasa, ikiwemo demokrasia ya vyama vingi. Aidha, katika mkutano huo serikali iliahidi kuzifanyia maboresho sheria za uchaguzi ili kuhakikisha kuwa dosari zilizoibuliwa na wadau mbalimbali wa demokrasia zinashughulikiwa. Jambo la pili linahusu hatua ya Rais kuzindua kampeni ya Mama Samia ya msaada wa kisheria. Kampeni hii ambayo itadumu kwa kipindi cha miaka mitatu ina lengo kuu la kutoa huduma ya elimu na msaada wa kisheria kwa kuwafikia wananchi wasiojiweza katika wilaya zote nchini na kwenye maeneo yote ya vizuizi, yani detention facilities, hapa Tanzania bara na Zanzibar. Tume inaipongeza serikali kwa hatua yake hii. Mpaka sasa kampeni hiyo imeshatekelezwa kwenye mikoa mitano ambapo zaidi ya watu wananchi 2870 waliomo kwenye maeneo 39 ya vizuizi na zaidi ya wananchi 361,000 wakiwemo raia wa nchi nyingine wamefaidika na mpango huu. Miongoni mwa waliofaidika na kampeni hii ni raia wasafirishwa, yani immigrants, raia zaidi ya 80 wa Ethiopia waliokuwa vizuizini kwa changamoto ya masuala ya uhamiaji ambao wamerejeshwa nchini kwao. Jambo la tatu ambalo tume imeliona ni kubwa na lenye tija ni kuhusu mchakato ulioanzishwa na Rais pia wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kupitia kupitia mfumo wa taasisi zinazoshughulikia masuala ya kijinai. Tume aliyoiunda Rais imekishatoa taarifa yake na kwa sasa inaendelea kufanya ufuatiliaji ili kuhakikisha kwamba mambo yote ambayo imeyapendekeza yanatekelezwa. Jambo la nne linahusu masuala ya haki za binadamu na biashara. Tume inatambua na kupongeza utayari wa serikali katika hatua za uandaaji wa mpango kazi wa taifa wa biashara na haki za binadamu, kazi ambayo inaratibiwa na tume. Mpango kazi huo ukikamilika, maeneo mengine ambayo sheria hazishughulikii matatizo hayo, lakini tunapendekeza kwa serikali kwa kuwa serikali iliridhia itifaki ya Maputo kwa ukamilifu wake, iingize katika mfumo wa sheria baadhi ya maeneo ambayo hayamo kwenye sheria zilizopo. Lakini vile vile tunapendekeza kwamba serikali iendelee kufungua fursa za mazungumzo mara kwa mara na viongozi wa vyama vya siasa juu ya namna ya utekelezaji wa masuala ya kisiasa kwa kuzingatia matakwa ya sheria na miongozo kwa kuheshimu amani na ustawi wa nchi. Ndugu wajumbe, nawashukuru, asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. They were called the first day and they were not available. No? Commission Benunua, the droit de l'homme. No? Can we now come back? Zimbabwe, are you ready? Yes. Okay.
Vice Chair Lady, allow me to reiterate that the government of Zimbabwe remains committed to upholding, promoting, enforcing, implementing, and fulfilling its human rights obligations. Honorable Chairs, my government remains committed to engaging with all stakeholders. It is with deep concern that I note serious and unfounded allegations that have been made against my government. I urge you, Chair, to remind stakeholders that this platform is intended for the discussion on human rights issues in a constructive, empirical, and respectful manner. Chair, it is important to underscore that the illegal sanctions imposed on the Republic of Zimbabwe have a direct and adverse effect on the current economic situation, which has impacted the right to education, health, and even the volatility of the national currency. This was acknowledged and confirmed by the UN Special Rapporteur on the negative impact on unilateral coercive measures, Dr. Alan Dohan, in her 2021 report to the UN Human Rights Council. Be that as it may, my government is working hard and is putting measures to ensure that everyone gets the right to education, the right to health, and all other rights, Madam Chair. Concerning the issue of cholera that has been raised, I wish to inform the Commission that corrective measures have been taken, and we continue to monitor the situation of all health-related issues, and these include the referred isolated cases of cholera. On allegations that our country has repressive laws, Madam Vice Chair, may I take this opportunity to underscore that the Criminal Code amendment does not criminalize private correspondence between citizens, residents, embassies, foreign offices, and human rights organizations inside or outside Zimbabwe. Instead, the Act clearly defines conduct which is prohibited. It is thus not vague so as to leave room for the possibility of abuse. My government welcomes the Commission to undertake a fact-finding mission concerning the issues raised. We believe that such a mission will be beneficial to all stakeholders. I thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished delegate from Zimbabwe on the right to reply and the clarifications provided. These are noted. We'll just call on Angola on the right to reply before we break for lunch. Angola, if you can be brief, because so that we don't interfere with the right to food of people. Okay.
Sim, muito obrigada, senhora vice-presidente da Comissão e presidente dessa sessão, honoráveis comissários, prezados representantes dos Estados e ilustres representantes das INSDH, sociedade civil. Angola intervém em resposta à intervenção da SOG, que é a Associação Observatório de Gênero, relativamente ao fechamento do espaço cívico em Angola. Segundo os relatórios especializados, o fechamento do espaço cívico é uma realidade mundial pós-pandemia. Entretanto, gostaríamos de informar que Angola está a simplificar os mecanismos de criação das organizações e a reforçar os mecanismos de diálogo com os nossos parceiros da sociedade civil, tal como reportamos na nossa intervenção sobre a situação dos direitos humanos. O direito de associação está consagrado e é exercitado em Angola. Como exemplo, nos últimos anos, aumentou o número de organizações com personalidade jurídica em Angola. Em 2017, tínhamos mais de 400 associações registradas. E neste momento, temos na nossa base de dados mais de 1000 associações registradas. Não é possível estar a fechar quando estamos a registrar. Sobre o exercício do direito de reunião e manifestação, também já reportamos aqui a realização de manifestações em Angola, que acontece quase semanalmente, demonstrando o aumento do exercício cívico dos cidadãos e das associações, apesar de que nem sempre todas essas manifestações decorrem da melhor forma. Por exemplo, o incidente de 8 de outubro. Gostaríamos de informar que não se tratou de uma manifestação pacífica, nos termos da Carta Africana, artigo 10º e 11º, e sim de atos de um grupo de cidadãos contra a ordem e segurança pública. Estamos a falar de um movimento não informado, um movimento de cidadãos que não mereceu uma informação, com mais de 200 cidadãos, desobedeceram as instruções da polícia, criaram arruaça, destruíram bens públicos e privados com pretensões violentas. Após a intervenção da polícia, foram detidos inicialmente 132 indivíduos, todos eles cidadãos maiores, 92 homens, 45 mulheres, estando ao abrigo do processo crime de desobediência e desacato à autoridade. Neste momento, sobre este incidente, ocorrem 3 processos judiciais com 208 arguidos, 132 indivíduos, 183 detidos e 25 que, depois de serem ouvidos pelo juiz de garantia, foram postos em liberdade. Este ato, contrariamente ao indicado no pronunciamento da SOG, não ocorreu na província da Lunda Norte, e sim na província da Lunda Sul, e isso pode ser comprovado. Quer no processo indicado do movimento de estudantes em Luanda, como esse da Lunda Sul, temos processos dois. Já termino. Relativamente à alegada restrição ao exercício de reunião do movimento Jango Cultural na província do Bié no mês de setembro, recebemos informação do Comitê dos Direitos Humanos do Bié e gostaríamos de informar que, apesar de ter havido uma alteração relativamente ao lugar inicial, que era uma escola, a atividade foi realizada, não só no Andulo, como também no Cuito. E, inclusive, um dos promotores dessa atividade manteve um encontro com a administradora quando ressaltou um diálogo e cultura entre angolanos. Finalizamos dizendo que Angola tem vários mecanismos para denúncias. Muito obrigada e manifestar que estamos abertos ao diálogo, respeito ao princípio da legalidade e o princípio do esgotamento dos recursos internos. Muito obrigada.
Thank you very much, Honorable Distinguished Delegate from Angola, for those clarifications. We take note, and the Counter-Rapporteur has also taken note. I think coming back to Zimbabwe, I just want to take you on the invitation made for a fact-finding mission. So I think what you need to do is to send us a note verbal for authorization for a promotion mission, because the promotion mission that will help us as the Counter-Rapporteur to be able to monitor the human rights situation and verify information provided, as you know. So please, if you can have that, then we can give you a full terms of reference for what a promotion mission will entail. So we will await that. If you can give us a confirmation in public, that will be done. Yeah.
We have taken note of that, Madam Chair. We'll look at it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now this brings us to the point where we can break for lunch, and we come back at 2:30 to continue with the human rights situation. Just to notify delegates that we're going to continue with the human rights situation, and we'll move on to NHRIs and NGOs, the remaining
at Mayara Hall, within this building, AICC, Mayara Hall. And the side event is that on locating the state periodic reports to the African Commission in line with the guidelines on state reporting under the Maputo Protocol and the Maputo Protocol's scorecard index of the African Union, accelerating the advancement of women's rights. This is being hosted by the Center for Human Rights, University of Pretoria, and being steered under the leadership of Honorable Commissioner Salanjai. We would be grateful if you could kindly join this side event taking place in Mayara Hall within this building. We also have a side event on role of civil society in advocacy, a call for adherence to the guiding principles on torture in Africa. This will be later in the day between 3 to 4 p.m., being hosted by MAT for Peace, and the room will be indicated. There's another side event right now between 1 to 2:30 p.m. being organized by REDAC under the leadership of Honorable Commissioner Remingo Ilumbu, the chairperson of the commission. And this is a dialogue on the restriction of civic space and attacks on press freedom, challenges and perspectives in Africa. There's a side event also between 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. on 20 years of the Maputo Protocol, assessing its impact on sexual and reproductive health rights litigation and non-communicable diseases in Africa, taking place in room K105 Kilimanjaro Wing, first floor of the AICC. I'd like to retake the side event that I just announced because the microphone wasn't working properly. And this is a side event on restriction of civic space and attacks on press freedom, challenges and perspectives in Africa, being convened by REDAC under the leadership of the chairperson of the commission, and it will be taking place in Ngorongoro, at the Ngorongoro Tourism Center, level 7 of this AICC building. Lastly, we have a side event between 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in this hall on recreating the Africa human rights system that we want. And this is focused on the AU institutional reforms. And this is being convened by jointly by the African Commission and the Coalition for an Effective African Court, and being under the leadership of Honorable Commissioner Lita Musimi Ogana. This will be between 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. And lastly, may I kindly remind on behalf of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights and the African Commission on Human and People's Rights that those who have been invited to the reception dinner on 25 October should kindly take note that this dinner will take place at Mount Meru Hotel at 8 p.m. Thank you all so much and enjoy your lunch. Bon appetit.